The global aerospace defense market is currently witnessing a tectonic shift, characterized by the decline of traditional Eastern giants and the rising cost of Western supremacy. Within this volatile landscape, the Korea aerospace industry's KF-21 Boramae has transitioned from an ambitious blueprint to a tangible reality, entering mass production in mid-2024 with the first deliveries to the Republic of Korea Air Force expected in the second half of 2026. This development marks a critical juncture not only for South Korean industrial capability, but for the global arms trade, as the KF-21 positions itself to challenge the market dominance of the French Dassault Rafale, while simultaneously moving to occupy the vacuum left by the collapsing export potential of Russia's Su-35 and Su-57. The emergence of the Boramae represents a calculated strategic disruption, offering a synthesis of advanced capabilities and economic pragmatism that neither established European manufacturers nor isolated Russian entities can currently match. To understand the magnitude of this competition, one must first analyze the current benchmark of the omni-role fighter market, the Dassault Rafale. The French aircraft has enjoyed a period of exceptional commercial success between 2024 and 2025, securing multi-billion contracts with nations such as India, Serbia, and Indonesia. The Rafale is a combat-proven platform, offering complete independence from United States international traffic in arms regulations, a selling point that resonates with non-aligned nations. However, this sovereignty comes at a premium. Recent contracts, such as the acquisition by Serbia, suggest a unit cost that can exceed $200 million when factoring in logistics and weaponry. Furthermore, Dassault Aviation faces a significant backlog, meaning new customers often face delivery timelines stretching nearly a decade. This is the precise friction point where the KF-21 Borame introduces a new paradigm. While the Rafale is a mature platform at the peak of its life cycle, the KF-21 is a 4.5+ generation platform designed with future growth in mind. Market analysts project the unit cost of the KF-21 in its Phase 2 configuration to settle around $87,500,000. More critically, the cost per flight hour for the Boramae is estimated to be approximately $20,000. This figure stands in stark contrast to the Rafale and the American F-35, the latter of which commands operating costs between $40,000 and $50,000 per hour. For air forces operating with mid-sized budgets, the mathematical reality favors the South Korean platform. The KF-21 offers roughly 80% of the capability of a fifth-generation fighter for half the life cycle cost, creating a smart choice narrative that appeals to pragmatic defense planners. Simultaneously, the geopolitical landscape has opened a massive opportunity on the other side of the spectrum, the collapse of the Russian aerospace export industry. Historically, the Sukhoi Su-35 and the promised Su-57 checked the boxes for nations that could not or would not purchase American hardware. However, the prolonged conflict in Ukraine and the subsequent tightening of international sanctions have severely degraded Russia's ability to manufacture and deliver high-tech weaponry. The Su-57 remains produced in negligible numbers with no meaningful export footprint, while the Su-35 faces scrutiny over its performance in modern contested airspace. Nations in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and even parts of South America that traditionally relied on flanker derivatives now face a supply crisis. They require a replacement for their aging MiG-29 and Su-27 fleets, but are hesitant to commit to Chinese hardware due to geopolitical trust issues. The KF-21 Borame effectively neutralizes this dilemma. It offers a Western standard architecture compatible with NATO systems, yet it is free from the extreme political strings often attached to top-tier American exports like the F-35. Technically, the Boramae outclasses the Russian Su-35 in the domain of avionics and observability. The integration of a domestic active electronically scanned array radar, utilizing gallium nitride technology, provides the KF-21 with detection capabilities and electronic warfare resistance that older passive electronically scanned array radars found on Russian export models cannot match. Furthermore, the successful test firings of the Meteor Beyond Visual Range air-to-air missile in May 2024 and the IRIS-T in subsequent tests confirmed that the KF-21 is integrated with the absolute pinnacle of Western weaponry. While Russia struggles to supply its own front lines, South Korea is demonstrating an ability to integrate the world's most advanced non-US missile systems, ensuring that Boramae operators maintain a qualitative edge. A critical aspect of this competitive analysis is the industrial strategy backing the aircraft. The South Korean defense industry has cultivated a reputation for speed, reliability, and a willingness to transfer technology, a sharp contrast to the rigid protectionism often seen in the United States and the slow production rates of Germany or France. The recent history of the K-2 Black Panther tank and K-9 Thunder howitzer exports to Poland serves as a powerful case study for potential aerospace clients. It demonstrates that Seoul delivers on time and is willing to assist partner nations in building their own industrial capacity. While the KF-21 currently utilizes the American General Electric F414 engine, a point often cited by critics as a vulnerability regarding total sovereignty, this choice guarantees reliability and creates a simplified logistics chain for the vast number of countries already familiar with U.S. engines. In contrast to the struggling supply chains of the Russian aerospace sector, the reliance on a proven Western engine is viewed by most export customers not as a liability, but as a guarantee of operational readiness. Furthermore, the domestic development roadmap for the KF-21 showcases a commitment to eventual full autonomy. The allocation of 435 billion Korean won in late 2025 to develop a domestic short-range air-to-air missile is a clear signal that South Korea intends to close the final gaps in its supply chain. This move reduces reliance on German or American suppliers for ammunition in the long term, eventually offering a total package export model similar to what France offers, but at a more competitive price point. The platform is also evolving to incorporate manned-unmanned teaming capabilities, aligning it with sixth-generation concepts currently under development in Europe and Japan. The strategic positioning of the KF-21 is best understood not as a direct killer of the F-35, but as the ultimate complement to it within a high-low force mix structure. For nations like South Korea, Poland, or the UAE, maintaining an entire fleet of stealth-heavy F-35s is fiscally unsustainable. The F-35 serves as the sniper to penetrate high-threat air defenses, while the KF-21 serves as the workhorse of the fleet, capable of carrying heavy payloads, conducting combat air patrols, and engaging in high-intensity aerial combat at a fraction of the cost. This operational concept allows air forces to maintain necessary mass and combat volume, which is a lesson painfully relearned in recent global conflicts. Quantity has a quality all its own. In conclusion, the KF-21 Borame stands at the forefront of a new era in the global arms market. It capitalizes on the stagnation of European production rates and the disintegration of Russian reliability. By offering a platform that balances near fifth-generation stealth characteristics with fourth-generation operating costs, South Korea has created a product that addresses the most pressing needs of modern air forces: high capability, reasonable cost, and guaranteed delivery. As the first operational units prepare to enter service with the Republic of Korea Air Force, the global defense community observes what appears to be a changing of the guard. The Borame is no longer just a national project. It is a serious contender for the title of the world's most successful export fighter in the coming decades, offering a compelling third option in a world that was previously polarized between Washington and Moscow.